Hi, I'm Nancy McGraw. I'm the Market Sales Manager for Palmer Wahl Instrumentation Group. Introducing the new Wahl Heat Spy thermal imaging camera. This camera has two basic models, the Wahl Detector and the Wahl Inspector. The Wahl Detector is for the worker, the maintenance worker who wants the best tool to find the problem in the field. This model has freeze frame capability, and folks, this is the first upgradable camera in the world after you purchase it. It's upgradable in the field from a detector to an inspector. It's got upgradable high temp features. It also has video output, and it's upgradable to a telephoto and a wide angle lens by returning it to the factory and calibrated there. We also have annual recalibration and inspection services available, damage protection plans, and real extended warranty plans. The Wahl Detector has a 9 Hz and a 30 Hz frame rate. The 30 Hz frame rate for both our detector and our inspector is sold domestically in the US and Canada. The 9 Hz is sold internationally. So we have a fully functional digital and thermal picture with ability to save it to an SD card in our inspector model. And that's something that can be upgraded by firmware in the field. Both models, the detector and the inspector, have auto or manual level and span control. You have a measurement scale of C, F, or K. In our detector model, which is our beginning starter model, you have 4 color palettes. You have 11 languages. You have hot, cold, and fixed spot measurement. And you have a high temp alarm setting. You also have reflected temperature compensation and a 2x digital zoom, and you can freeze the screen for current viewing of the image. And you also have NTSC or PAL video output through the mini USB port. The inspector model, which you can upgrade to, also comes in 9 Hz or 30 Hz. We sell 30 Hz domestically and in the US and Canada. It has the fully functional digital and thermal camera. We call that double vision. It simultaneously takes that picture and has a landscape view digital picture along with that thermal picture, so you can really get a good perspective of where you're taking your photo, where you're taking your thermal image. In addition to the 4 color palettes that our detector has, you now have 11 color palettes to choose from for your personal preference. And now you have multiple cursors, spots, both vertical and horizontal lines up to 3 areas, and highlighted isotherm measurement as well. And you can actually set any of those as a reference point. That can be your reference temperature. You can adjust your areas, and you can choose to have that area measure a minimum, maximum, or average temperature. It includes T-correction, distance, and ambient temperature correction. This camera is actually designed so that it virtually is unaffected by sudden ambient temperature changes as well. And you have voice annotation, 45 seconds of voice annotation included with your digital picture and thermal picture that you can record, and you have report writing software that accompanies that as well. This inspector camera is also upgradable in the field to high temperature, which goes up to 1112 degrees F or 600 C. You have your upgradable telephoto and wide angle lens, which you return to the factory for calibration. So again, you can take that digital image to easily see the problem. You have optional flashlight attachment, which actually has its own battery, so it will not drain the battery of the camera, which helps you to shine on areas of investigation to capture your digital image. And it illuminates up to 10 feet. So again, this has a 3.5-inch clear view display, as you notice right here. It has an ergonomic sure grip with a natural shape that fits comfortably in your hand. And the entire screen, this is different and this is unique, the entire screen responds to temperature changes in the scene, not just the center of the display. It's, as I mentioned, unaffected by sudden ambient temper changes, and you have a Posi-Touch keypad, which ensures intentional button pushes. If you're out there and you're doing your work and nothing's going to get touched unless you intentionally mean to affect a change in what you're looking at on your screen. Some of the, again, you have 3 area measurements, 2 line measurements, and image storage via an SD card. The audio recording, your isothermal alarm, and you have a built-in emissivity table in your inspector. Of course, in both models, you can adjust your emissivity on your spots, on individual spots and cursors. So it's got a lot of functionality. Again, your upgrades are available, and you have an AC adapter as an accessory, a car charger as an accessory, and a tripod extension. Your laser is also your trigger here, which will turn the model around, is adjustable to actually take your photos or toggle between your digital image and your thermal image, and you can also use the laser, which is a class 2 laser. Okay, as you can see, this camera has a focus ring right here in the front, and this is a manual focus, which is really to your advantage because it gives you a better, accurate view of your image. You have your digital camera, and you also have your trigger, as I mentioned earlier, which can be set in the system settings very simply to either be your laser or to toggle between, or to actually be the button that saves your image, or to toggle between your thermal and your digital image. So again, it has tremendous flexibility, and you attach your tripod extension underneath here, and you can set this on a tripod. This comes with the wrist strap, as you see here. That's one of the included items, as well as your video cable output. Comes with 2 batteries. One is actually in the camera, which unscrews from the bottom, and your battery charger and your SD card reader. That's what the inspector comes with. Both of them come with the video cable and the 2 batteries and the battery charger and your wrist strap. Of course, the inspector also includes in your price the report and analysis software and your user manual and the case. And the case also comes with a carrying strap. It comes with a very hardcore Pelican case. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a 160 by 120 camera. So you have 19,200 pixels. And as you can see here on the side, this is where your video output cable would go in the mini USB. And you have your SD card, which stores up to 2 gig, and it's time stamped. And then here's where your adapter would go. For additional information, please contact your T-Equipment product specialist.